We begin with breaking news at this hour. One person has been taken to the hospital after Columbia police responded to shots fired. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reed.
And I'm Brittany Pieper. It happened at Garth and Oak Streets just about 2 hours ago. KOMU8's Amy Muniche is live at the scene with what we know right now.
I'm here live on Oak Street where shots were fired at around 8:15. One police officer told me that the victim is currently in the hospital along with a detective who is investigating more. The detective will investigate the scene further before deciding to close the crime scene or not. And I spoke with witnesses in the area. One said the gunshots sounded like fireworks, and he was surprised whenever the medical personnel and the police officers showed up on the scene. Another witness said that this has been a common occurrence in the area and that Columbia has become unsafe, and that's a quote by the witness. We'll continue to bring you updates on the information on KOMU.com and on social media. Reporting live from Columbia, Amy Muniche, KOMU8 News.
A Missouri man walks free today after 20 years in prison.
34-year-old Anthony Williams went to prison for the murder of a 14-year-old at a St. Louis dance hall back in 1993. KOMU8's Amanda Weston spoke with Williams this afternoon about his future plans.
Williams was just 14 years old when he went to prison for first-degree murder, and 20 years later, a Cole County judge overturned his first-degree conviction. Now Williams is in Columbia and ready to re-enter society. He said he plans to enter into a halfway house program, but the first thing he wants to do is learn today's technology. After spending 20 years in prison, Anthony Williams had one request.
The first thing I wanted to do was to pick up a cell phone.
Williams was just 14 when he was convicted of first-degree murder. He spent his teenage years and 20s behind bars. Now 34, Williams has to adjust to a world much different from the one he left.
I think it's going to be difficult to adjust, but I have a lot of time on my hands. I plan to use it to learn how to work a cell phone, go to school, and pick up the pieces of my life.
Williams plans to enter into a halfway house to help ease the transition.
I'm hoping to be a part of a community here who helps prisoners reintegrate into society. It's been a long time for me. I know I'm gonna need some assistance and some people, a supportive community, and I think I'll have that here in Columbia.
Williams admits that he's nervous, but overall he's optimistic about his new life.
I'm eager and I'm excited, and I'm a little afraid, but I have a lot of support, and I think I'll be just fine.
When I met with Williams today, he seemed very happy and calm. He tells me he's excited for his future.
Today marked the final day for Missourians to share their input on potential MoDOT projects. On June 13th, MoDOT released the draft list for its Moving Forward project. KOMU8's Maddie Morris is in the studio with more details.
The projects could be completed if voters pass the transportation sales tax in August. The transportation sales tax would be a 3/4 cent increase. The list includes a variety of statewide projects. Some potential projects include runway improvements, a new terminal, and parking lot improvements at the Columbia Regional Airport. People who provided their input have been very happy that improvements to I-70 are included to the list as well. MoDOT says it has received several hundred comments from throughout the state.
We were pleased with the feedback. Those are the types of comments we wanted to hear from the public, and all of them will be considered as we move forward with developing the final list.
MoDOT will send a final project list in the public comments collected to the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission on July 9th for its approval.
Today, Governor Nixon announced state funding cuts. We're learning those cuts will take $3.8 million from MU's budget. MU Chancellor Arboen Lofton said in a statement today each department on campus is being asked to reallocate a part of its budget based on its current balance. The top three cuts are Student Affairs, $936,000, Medicine, $324,000, and Provost, $289,000. MU says the cuts will not affect tuition.
It's up to each division head to determine where that money will come from. Presumably some money might be coming from savings. We might see delays in implementing maybe programs or activities that were slated for this coming year, but those decisions will be made by each division head.
The reallocated plans must be sent to the Central Budget Office by next Friday.
Today, the governor also signed a bill into law to allow law enforcement to use an antidote, Narcan, in case of overdoses. The drug helps reverse the overdose. Currently, in Missouri, only paramedics with an order from their medical directors can use the antidote. Under the new law, firefighters and other law enforcement will also be allowed to carry it. Firefighters will begin a training process before they actually use it. The Boone County Fire Protection District is in favor of the law.
It's really a time thing. When people go into that respiratory depression because of an overdose, if you are not reversing that or treating those symptoms very, very quickly, that patient's chance of survival diminishes very rapidly.
The law goes into effect August 28th. Blomenkamp isn't sure if the training will be totally done by then.
The governor signed another bill protecting religious expression at public schools. The bill says students cannot face discrimination for expressing their religious views in homework, artwork, or other assignments. Students may also pray in school and wear clothing with religious messages. The student religious groups must be given the same access to school facilities as other kinds of extracurricular groups.
In Springfield, the man accused of kidnapping, raping, and killing 10-year-old Haley Owens 5 months ago might have his trial moved. Attorneys for Craig Michael Wood are asking for a change of venue because they say media coverage has made Greene County residents prejudiced against Wood. Prosecutors have already said they'll seek the death penalty.
A woman charged with prostitution while knowingly having HIV had a court date canceled after she voluntarily appeared today. Antoinette Clark was one of 5 people arrested during a bust at a Columbia hotel 2 weeks ago. The bust was part of a nationwide FBI operation against child sex trafficking. During the week-long operation, 2 juveniles were recovered and 7 suspects were arrested for promoting prostitution in Missouri and Kansas.
Boone County Sheriff's deputies have arrested a man in connection with a car chase in North Columbia late last night. Take a look. This is Keith Shields, the accused driver. He's currently in the Boone County Jail for second-degree assault, resisting arrest, and several traffic violations. Reports say his car ran through a red light when it reached Paris Road and hit 2 other cars. 2 passengers jumped out of Shields' car and ran off. They're still on the run.
I think if you like today's weather, you're probably going to like the 4th of July. Let's send it over to Rosie for a check of the forecast.
Thank you, Jim. Great way to get me started here tonight because temperatures right now very similar to what we'll be seeing at this time tomorrow night, 24 hours away from now on our 4th of July Independence Day celebration. Now let's look at the rest of tonight. Looks like mostly clear skies. Overnight temperatures just a little bit warmer than we were this morning, back into the upper 50s to get the 4th of July started, and then just a lot of bright sunshine for tomorrow afternoon. We've got to talk a little bit more in detail about what you'll be expecting for your 4th of July celebrations and a look at when things are really going to start to warm up. Next chances of rain in the forecast as well. A lot to cover. I'll tell you all the latest details coming up in a little bit.
Rosie, thank you very much. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you all about Mid-Missouri celebrations scheduled for the weekend.
Plus, we'll take a look at some of the most common 4th of July injuries and how you can avoid them and keep your family safe.